Hello. Hello. There we go. All right, everything appears to be working thus far. That is always a bonus. Hello, happy happy Friday. Apparently it's the weekend. So there we go. Happy days. What is going on? We're going to start painting Haskell Hexbane stuff today. That is the main bit of stream here and on over on Twitch. Just got to do one thing really quickly. I have not done the Instagram post because hello Reno, how you doing today? Happy Friday to yourself. How's your day gone? Has it been absolutely magnificent? I certainly hope so. Can you hear me? Frankie. Okay. Been up since 2:30. Oh my god. That's terrible. I've been up since I had 4 hours sleep. You can hear me. Fantastic. I'm very glad to hear that. So, I've been awake since 8 this morning. I had 4 hours sleep. I feel like totally terrible. I don't feel great. However, we are going to start painting this guy. So we've got like the executioner guy I'm going to do him into a specific YouTube video. She is mostly, well, obviously we've got the base to do for her as well. But she's kind of mostly done. I just hadn't done any leather. I got to do a bit more leather work on her sort of gloves and stuff. But she's kind of mostly done. And I'm going to try and do the bases all together, but and then I got the 2 dogs to paint, of course. Icarus, hello, how you doing today? Happy Friday to you. I hope you're well. So yeah, I've got the bases to do. I've got 2 dogs to paint. All that sort of jazz. I'll do one thing before I do anything else, and that is locate a brush which works. So, oh, I find the weird. I just noticed, only just noticed the recent subscriber has actually worked, but it's weird. It hasn't sort of refreshed in any of the things. Oh yeah, there's some entire sentences for you. I think it's this one. Do I have to just refresh it? It seems to have been sort of disturbed. Anyway, but while we are going to continue, let's continue as we mean to continue. Let's just get some paint on the plastic, even if it is primer. Let's just get some paint on there. Ooh. All right. Oh god, that almost went into the wrong water as well. Okay, Jake. Yeah, this is all correct. I mean, it's looking like it should do. In the great scheme of things. So I don't quite understand what, like this thing up here. It should have like the framing around it. For some reason, it doesn't, which is terrible. So I'm just going to cry about that later. What am I missing? I sense that I might be missing something. I've got a drink of some variety. I've got a drink of some variety. Going to get some paint on some hairdryer out. All right, sorry about that. Do apologize. Sorry to hear that, Icarus. I a hopefully it's not going to last long and you can get back to that Titanic action ASAP. All right. Oh, hello. That's a little thing. Paint? Yes. I almost painted something else today, but I thought in the end we'll stick to... Oh, God. Well, he needs just some primer in general. He needs some primer in general. That's horrific. Oh, my God. So it's the weekend. The weekend is basically here. What's everyone got planned? Do people have plans for the weekend? Trying to get some sleep was my main goal. I've got a lot of more cursed editing to do. Just more of everything. Okay. Oh God, did we? Luckily, I was gonna start painting these guys today as well on stream, but apparently not. Apparently not today. Okie dokie. Right. Ah. Did I have lunch? I did have lunch today. Did I have enough lunch? Probably not. Weirdly, out of the blue, that is a thought which appeared in my brain. Right. So we're going to start painting Haskell Hexbane. He is basically, apart from these two dogs, here's the last miniature that I'm going to paint up here on Twitch from Hexbane's Hunters. I will be doing the YouTube video for what's his face, the sort of executioner geezer, and then we're moving on to something else next week. I don't entirely know what, but we are moving on to something, that's for certain. Okay. Yeah. Goody gumdrops. I'm going to quickly hit this with a hair dragon. Alright, that's basically almost done. Rightio. There was a tiny little patch I missed on one of that bit right there. I'm going to quickly get some black paint on that. I've got to figure out the colours we're going to go for. Obviously, the leather coat, as per the other ones that we've done, that is going to be the kind of standard. Black clothes and red somewhere else, I guess. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Alright, goody gumdrops. I'm happy with that. Alright, so let me put this brush away. I've got some Space Marines. I finally got... I've been waiting for this. I could have sworn that I owned Cabalite Green. I hadn't. I could have sworn because I ordered it along... I thought I ordered it along with Cyberite Green back in couple of months ago. Turns out I only ordered Cyberite green by accident, so unless it's going to be the situation where we end up with multiple of the same paints again like normal. We are going to move on to... We'll stick him onto a base. And we'll start getting some paint on him. I want to do... Okay. Hopefully that's not going to be too tight a grip there. However, so we got skin to paint, we got a hat to paint. Black hat. Dark brown jacket. Let's just start with the dark brown jacket. Let's just get the paint on there. So, Rhinox hide. There's all my sweet, sweet social media. If that's what you can call it. Okay. This brush gonna work? Well, this is the brush we're gonna use. Whether or not it will... Oh god, this brush is not gonna work. So he's got some gloves which we're gonna use the same scheme for what was the lady's... Oh, hello. What was the lady called? I'm just going to put that there around the head anyway. Something Axwold. Whatever her name was. We'll use the same leather glove mixture on this guy as well. So once I've fully figured out the scheme for that. At the moment it's just, I believe, Steel Legion drab with some Agrax Earthshade on, but not really ideal. It's an okay start, but that's not where I want to end up with it. Just trying to figure out exactly. So we are going to continue painting this geezer up over on Twitch later on today for a little bit. See what happens. Get this paint on. Oof. Now, he does have the inner part... Blah, blah, blah. That was a sentence. Inner part of the jacket. I do want to... Maybe the inner bit of his jacket could be a red. Potentially. Rather than black. Like... That could be red. The inner part of his jacket in there could be red. Potentially he could have black trousers. Have a red collar. And we'll wait for this to dry and see what happens. Yeah. Anywho. Reno. I'm doing my best to ignore that at the moment. I'm doing my best to ignore it. My brain wants to say magenta. It's like straight away. Straight up magenta. Fire. Or blue fire might be interesting. I mean, he's a witch hunter. He's probably not going to want, like, witchy or demonic fire near him. Right? So he'd probably, I mean, like, my brain's saying he probably just wants regular fire. Regular sort of yellowish, orange, red. I don't know, those sorts of shades for the fire, but I don't know, I haven't thought about it, truth be told. My brain hasn't got that far ahead of me yet. What do you reckon? His hat? I think I'm going to paint his hat black, I think. I don't know. What do you reckon? That was a bit of a derp. We need to go back and put that paint on when it's... I thought I saw a random hair just floating in there, and I thought I could just quickly remove it with a wet paintbrush. But it sort of backfired. So we're going to have to go back and re-get that paint on again very shortly. Meanwhile, I could slap some paint on his face just while we're kind of waiting. Just so everyone knows there's a face under there. Because at the moment it's... Oh god, that's mostly water, that paint. You like the idea, Blue? Yeah, I think that's probably the best choice. I suspect that's probably the best choice. For this miniature. As much as I want to do magenta, there's a time and a place. There is a time and a place for magenta fire. Okay. Now, yeah, like there's a time and a place for magenta fire. Potentially Slaves to Darkness. I've been trying to ponder schemes for them. My brain is just mush at the moment, so I don't know, I guess we'll see. Got to build some up. Hey Mike, how's it going, dude? Happy Friday, indeed. Are you preparing? Is your work day wrapping up slowly? Are you almost on that sweet drive home? We're just waiting for paint to dry here. Literally, as you can see, it's kind of like right there. I put in a bit of extra brushwork on because I could have sworn there was a hair there. Maybe it's just a bit of plastic just looking weird at me. Looking weirdly even. Sorry, not looking weird. Weirdly is the way to say it. Seems anti-magic to you? What, blue? I mean, you do get... like, if you're burning gas, methane or whatever, that... Is it methane? Propane? That sort of stuff, that burns blue, right? It burns hot enough for blue. I believe it's the heat temperature. Is it the heat temperature or is it the gas itself? No, maybe it's the actual sort of gas element part of it which burns blue. Because I know, was it... Oh god, which one does the green fire? I'm trying to remember my old chemistry lessons. There was... you could burn something and it went green, and the flame went green. Then potassium, I think, went... Was potassium like purple? No. I can't even remember. Science for me was a long time ago. Should have about 40 minutes left. Hell yeah, Mike. What's your plan for the weekend? Are you ready to? Are you going to be doing some painting and relaxing? How those sweet fish coming along? How's the tank? It's looking nice and relaxing. I don't really have much personal kind of knowledge of fish tanks myself. The only times I ever really remember seeing them is at sort of like doctor's surgeries. Like dental surgery, dental places, and all those sorts of things. Trying to relax everyone before they have their, you know, whatever's going to happen. Hopefully this paint is going to dry. We can get on the next coat. Literally on the coat. I think the inside... So if I do the inside of the jacket red, that might be a bit weird with the black. With brown leather on the outside. If I was to do a black leather jacket with red interior... Like, I'm not going to stress about it. We'll get his face done first. Well, we'll get paint on his face at least. Little over a year old. Oh, bloody hell. That year's gone quickly. I remember you talking about getting it set up. It's been a year already. My gosh. That has been... It has zoomed by very quickly. To say the least. Has he got any fleshy hands? No, he's got gloves on. Curses. Well, that's tedious. Looking to get some painting done. You got 3D print in the mail. Ooh, nice. God, I hope this... On Monday, we're going to find out if the people are going to be continuing to mess us about, and... Or if we're going to be moving... Actually moving house. So, Monday is the day. Hopefully... It means we can move, and then I can get my printers up and running again, and get sort of, like, back to work in that department. So he's got metal, like his. They all have like metal shin pads or boots or whatever the hell they are. Although he just has, it looks like he's got kind of the shin pad part, but the back of his leg is just leather, like trouser color. Or pants color, if you will. I'm going to slap some XV88 on the stick. On the stick part. I don't know why I find that humorous. Not really. I don't know what... What would you call that bit of a torch? Paint, please don't dry up. My God. For small dioramas, yeah, absolutely. I'm looking forward to getting back to printing busts again, like for giveaways, etc. That will be a good thing to be able to do that again. Kind of help grow the channels, even if it's a little bit. But also kind of earn some money as well, which is always a nice thing. He's got stakes. He's got like some wooden stakes there. I'm struggling with the... I'm gonna have to look at the artwork. He's got a metal chest piece. So the issue is, where do we put the red color? I think red trousers? And a sweet red hat? Sweet red hat? A sweet red hat, that could work. And when I say a red, I mean like that kind of red. Nice sort of desaturated, potentially. Rather than the inside of the jacket being red. A red hat and red trousers. I think his hat should match his gloves. No, his gloves have to match his belt and his boots. He's going to have black gloves. There's a belt around the top of the hat, so that could be black. All right, there we go. We've made that. Wow, that was a dynamic decision early on in the stream. I wasn't expecting it. Taking me a bit by surprise. Red gloves. I'll show you. So this is like the red we'll be using. It's Galvorback red, Wordbearer's red, and Wazdaka red. So it's not kind of your bright... that red. Inside of his coat can be like this. So, Inky Darkness, Dark Reaper, Thunderhawk Blue. If we did red gloves, then the issue is, like in my mind, the gloves have to match the belt, and the belt matches the boots. And I kind of, I mean, we could do black trousers, I suppose. It's an issue. Although I suppose if I'm doing a red hat, we'd have to do red gloves as well, right? Damn it. I hadn't thought about that. All right, we're gonna have to go to dressing lessons 101 again. I wasn't expecting that. It's gonna put this out there, magenta. Don't tempt me with the magenta. Seriously, I'm weak to its powers. I'm weak to the power of magenta. Okay, it's a legitimate concern in everything I paint. That's basically one of the first thoughts whenever I think of a new paint scheme. So for my Slaves to Darkness, I was pondering paint schemes last night, and I was thinking, can I make magenta work? And then I said, of course I can make magenta work. That's not the question. The question is, should I? Should it be yet another army with just like a little sprinkling of magenta in there? Guy with the crossbow is looking sweet. I liked him. He's cool. The lady, she's not quite finished. She's needs a bit more work on like her hair and stuff. And obviously the base. We completely neglected the base. I mean, I'd like to basically try and use the same colors across the entire warband. Like we need to do a bit more red on her legs, on her trousers, and all that sort of stuff, and all the leather work. See, she's got black boots on. She should. Her gloves should be matched. I don't know. I'm struggling. Be a good colour for sneaky orcs. I've seen some very sneaky orcs painted very bright colours. It's been fantastic, Reno. Like the commandos. Some very jazzy. Some of the weird kind of urban camouflage schemes you see out there that are really not urban camouflage. They just take the general design and they put neon pink in and black for the kind of the two main colours for the urban camouflage. I've seen it out there in the club. Well, not in sort of a while now, but I have seen it before, and it's always bemused me. Or you've noticed the colour for you is red. Is it what particular? It's just red in general. Is your kind of vibe, Mike? Or is there a specific red which speaks to you? Thank you very much, Mike. I do appreciate that. Makes perfect orc logic to me. Reno, you'll never hear me. Weirdly, I was looking at orcs today. Hold on, that mini goes over there. Because I do want to purchase one for this month to get painted up. It's not as many as I was hoping for originally, truth be told. But it's just going to be what it is, unfortunately, this month. I wanted to paint more. By the way, we do over on YouTube, which is weirdly enough here, in the community tab, I have got a poll open. I'm going to run it. I'll keep it for a week. What kind of combat patrol should I look at painting up? I did like the idea of painting up some combat patrols, potentially playing some games once I end up moving, if I end up moving. There's only 4 options. I couldn't put them all down because otherwise, we wouldn't have enough results to kind of end up with anything meaningful. So I thought 4 options would be enough to start with and work from there. So if you could potentially make your way over there and just the community tab and give that just a quick perusal. There's Chaos Space Marines, Necrons, Orcs, and indeed Black Templars. It literally makes no difference to me because I'm going to probably, truth be told, end up painting them all anyway at some point. It's just a matter of when. And you'll have seen those Slaves to Darkness. We will indeed be painting up some Slaves to Darkness. I swear we're not going to be all science fiction stuff here. We are going to get some Age of Sigmar, Mordheim, etc. painted up. And indeed other things, not just Games Workshop. Hold on, let me catch up. Red in general, but darker crimsons and such. Yeah, they're always nice. Like this one here is it's an interesting one. The coverage is a bit weird. But when it's a really nice sort of dark red, I like it. How do I paint then yellow? I follow my tutorials. That's how I do it. But generally white zenithal. Like, I don't really paint over. If I was going to paint over black primer, I would use something like probably XV88 as a base color and work up from there. But with my airbrush, I use white zenithal over screamer pink and then airbrush the yellow over that. That's how I do it. Virtually all the time. Yeah, I always base prime. Hoping that orcs or chaos marines win that. We're going to be painting up one orc, and I don't paint up enough chaos, so I'll enjoy painting chaos as well. So I'm going to be happy regardless. It's just a matter of how happy I'm going to be, I guess. You got an airbrush to use. So, yeah, Screamer Pink, I think is the one. I use Screamer Pink, then I'll do white from above. And then I'll airbrush my choice of yellow over that in multiple thin coats. That's generally how I always paint yellow. Like, I know that tutorial was over black, but it's just, as I said, it's because I wanted to start off from a similar point on all of the marines rather than, you know, wanted to show it's possible, basically. Might not be ideal. I probably wouldn't suggest painting over black for an army, but these things are possible. That is, you know, I know your vote, Reno. I know your vote. Saying that, I will be painting orcs anyway at some point, so like even if they don't come in at number 1, they will get as much attention as I can make time for. Okay. He's got a bit of... okay, here we go. So his torso armor? That's steel. We'll get that painted, then go back in and cut in all the detail. You're fully behind Slaves to Darkness? Yeah. I mean, the thing is, like, as I said, I remember buying the... I don't know why. I went to my grandparents' house in Sheffield one weekend when I was at college. Well, I knew why I was going to my grandparents because I wanted to see them, but I went to the Games Workshop store in Sheffield, in the city they were living in at the time, and it's the same store where I got best miniature of all time from. But this particular time, I ended up buying the Realms to Chaos box set, which was kind of, I don't know why I purchased. It was really strange because I hadn't purchased Warhammer Fantasy Battles at the time. I think I'd purchased some Death miniatures already. Evidently, some Chaos had caught my eye, because I know I purchased some Chaos Warriors at some point. Maybe it was at the same time as buying that box set, but I don't know why I purchased it. It had cards in, magic spells and all that kind of jazz. But I had no... it was a weird, I guess, spur-of-the-moment purchase. But yeah, we've got... I do want to paint some Slaves to Darkness. I just got to figure out a scheme. That's my main issue. I need a bit more time, and then I would like to get a tutorial done for the release of the new Slaves to Darkness box set. Why do I keep saying caves? We are going to revisit his face, but I just want to get the majority of the metal down on his... what do you call that? Gorget? Is it a gorget? That's what I'm calling it. It's not called a gorget. Well, that's okay, I guess. Right. So that's... He's basically finished. Ha! No, he's not really. Honestly, I just remember them. I'd seen them painted in... That's all I see. I do see people painting them black an awful lot. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Then I do see people paint them very jazzy colours as well. And every so often I do get tempted by the jazziness. I was looking... I needed to check out this miniature quickly because... Hexbane. I wanted to double check what's going on with his clothing. Temporarily out of stock on the website. Let me see if I can show this off on chat as well. Just so everyone... I know everyone already knows what this mini looks like. Hey. Alright. So. He's got metal shoulder pads, which we forgot to paint. He's got a metal chest piece, chest armor underneath. He's got some very well used armor there. He's got a sweet hammer. They're gone with the yellow flame. I think we have to go for a red. Okay, alright. Well, whatever this fabric is here, that's going to be red, much like our crossbow-wielding geezer. The inner jacket can be black. It's going to look slightly weird, like brown leather on the outside, black on the inside. Might look a bit weird, but we're going to wing it. As for the hat, his gloves are brown. Boots appear to be brown as well. Which would make the belt brown as well. Let's get the metal done first. Give him a mix of white, black armor, right down... Oh, bisect the armor. Halve it. I think it's called halving. Yes, halving and quartering. I think. I mean, I suppose. No, his jacket... Bisecting the jacket down the center. Two different colors might be a bit too weird, I think. His jacket, I know you said his armor. Well, there is an obvious center line. There is an obvious center line right down there. Shh, I'm just wondering how easy that's going to be to even do. That might be the work of the devil. That might be the work of the devil to do. I need to get some primer in here. Oh, slaves to die. Okay, sorry. I was looking at this going, yeah, that sounds like some hard work right there. I will have to look at the bisecting of those guys. Halving of them, or whatever you call it. I know there's a word, because I use them for my... Because I know for my... I'll tell you what I am looking forward to doing. When I get back... When I've... you know. When the thing happens. Is getting back to my... Empire army. That'll be quite nice to do. Because I know I kind of rushed them to get those games played. I would like to get back and spend a bit more time picking up some detail if possible. They were red and black. So I'm going to have to build one of these miniatures. Figure out what's going on with them. Yeah, because they also have sweet cloaks as well. So I guess that's what people more do for metal in 40k. What, the two colors or whatever, like potentially, yeah. I mean, I don't think it would be out of the ordinary to do that sort of stuff. But maybe one side would be a color and then the other side would be just steel or gold, or I don't know why you'd want gold armor, but I suppose to show that you really don't care about whatever the enemy is going to sling at you, I guess. What I'm going to have to do first, though, Mike, is I'm going to have to build one. I'm going to have to build one or two and look at the miniatures, and hopefully that will get me a bit of inspiration. Now, I know he's got his shoulder pads to do as well. Okay. Tell you what, the old world can't come soon enough, though. My God. That needs to hurry up. And also, tomorrow, pre-order for the new Land Raider Proteus is going to be dropping. It's a sad time. Well, it's a great time, really, but it's a sad time, probably, for my wallet. And also, what else is getting dropped tomorrow? Oh, the Empress Champion miniature. What's his name? Jeff. And that orc. I mean, do I want to paint that up for October for my Imperial Fists? We'll have to see. We'll have to see what happens. I do need a chapter champion. I believe the chapter champion has a sword and a, rather than a combat shield, he has a sword and a short sword as well, rather than a shield. We got to do these shoulder pads. Curses! I said that and completely neglected them. Well done. Sorry, why was that ignored, Mike? I do apologize. I was looking at chat in OBS and for some reason that didn't come up. I do apologize. I didn't see that because, yeah. There does have to be a way to do them in more interesting fashion, absolutely. I see. Am I getting confused? Did Rainer do them in purple and green? Or am I just imagining him doing that? My brain is saying that he absolutely did do some Chaos Warriors in purple and green in his colours. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure which way I would move, like, god-wise. I would probably want to be somewhere in the middle, and so that I could just say, yeah, this is definitely a Khorne army. Absolutely. Rather than anything else. Curses. Just shift with the tide of the rules. Yeah, exactly. I mean, honestly, that's what I would like to do for 40k at some point. I would like to come up with a custom chapter that is not obviously one legion or another, or one chapter or another. I don't want to say a generic looking army. I would like a fluid army. There we go. A fluid army that can go wherever the good stuff is, without being tied to anything in particular. Do you know what I mean? Unfortunately, coming up with lore for that, and like names and all of that, it's an issue. That is what I'm terrible at. I wish I was better at it. However, it is a project I would like to do, and that will be probably a project for here on YouTube rather than... I might paint a little bit of it over on Twitch, but we'll see. I imagine any of the Chaos chapters that are tied to specific gods would be good. That are not tied to specific gods, good. Night Lords if you don't like demons as much. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really... Like, I have some demons. I think we all have some demons. But, I don't... I got some Tzeentch demons, and I got some Nurgle demons. I just... Like, demon armies don't really speak to me. You know? Iron Warriors. I like the. I just want excuses to paint tanks, really. Tanks and robots. The sort of fleshy things are not really like demons. I know they're sort of made of warp stuff. They're not really. They kind of disappear quite quickly. I guess in the scheme of things. Wordbearer's army. Yeah, that could be fun. Like a little. Like, I think what's really going to happen is for the moment, it's going to be kind of a lot of populous, I guess, stuff. But a project to work on kind of for the channel, a channel kind of project would be a good idea as well. Just making them happen. Okay. So we got the metal on. Even if it's quite rough. Can't you have Chaos? I do believe so. So I know they have just recently dropped the Liber Mechanicus. I believe there is a naughty side within that book. I don't own it though. You could kit bash anything, explain it's some mutation. That is very true, Mike. Yeah. That is very true. It's very true. It's also very tempting. I like mutated marines and soldiers, but I painted 10 bloodletters in a block and I never want to paint a mass of demons again. Yeah, I just... I've painted one entire bloodletter in my life. And I do believe... Well, that was in fact a giveaway over on my Twitch stream at twitch.tv/gloriousbadger. What a beautiful segue that was. It's almost professional. I'm just having a really quick... Let me see if I can... Where's old Rainer? I want to have a quick... Because I know he's very fond of his purples, and my brain is saying he definitely painted Slaves to Darkness at some point. I'm just having a very quick scroll through his Instagram really cheekily. If he has, I will bring it up on screen. That's 30k Iron Warriors in green and purple. Raptors, I believe. Death Guard. And as for painting up, like getting the Chaos Space Marines. Oh, is that what we're talking about, Mike? The Chaos Space Marines. What chapter to paint them up? My brain hadn't even got that far, truth be told. I was just thinking black. I've still got to prime this guy. Sorry, not prime him. I got to varnish him, and then I can get photos up on YouTube. Photos and on social media rather than just. Plague Bearer, Bloodletters, Demonettes, whatever the hell Zinch has. Horrible Zangors? I just don't know if I like Zangors. Don't know if I'm about that Zangor lifestyle. So yeah, I did like the traditional kind of scheme for Harken World Letter. World Letter? I keep calling them the wrong names. Harken World Claimer. I'm still thinking of Bloodletters apparently in my brain. Anyway, whatever wins, I'm going to have to come up with something. Chaos Space Marines I can completely see getting, though, because I've got Abaddon, right? Or Abaddon, if you really want to say it incorrectly. Paint up. Well, he's painted so many things. I can't scroll through all of his. Was that Adepticon 2 years ago? It was a while ago. Anyway, I can't worry about that now. Chaos Undivided gives you lots of options, you think? Yeah, exactly. Are you calling him Abby Titmus? Yeah, Chaos Undivided definitely gives me the options. I think I'm going to have to really contemplate things if we go down that route. Abaddon. That's how I say it, yeah. Always have, always will. And that's never going to change, regardless of what people want me to say. Right. So, what time is it? Got about 6 minutes left. I suppose we could tidy up some of these bits of things which are going to be black. Then I've got to go and rapidly get a cup of tea. A massive cup of tea for our Twitch stream tonight. What happened to her anyway, Reno? Do we know what happened to her? I to be honest, I can't even remember what she did. She was a TV person, right? Of some variety. But she just kind of disappeared. Didn't she? Or am I... You're having red trousers, mate. Not red trousers. Get some black paint on this fabric there, which is going to be black. But you actually need some paint on you. Can't just go on primer. Excuse me. Oops, that might have been a mistake. We'll pretend we didn't do that. Worry about it later in post-production or something. Okay. Oh, there we go. That's the bit I wanted to do. You're not going to make the witch... It's alright. No, Reno. I'm absolutely exhausted as well. Don't you worry. I completely understand. I slept. I had terrible nights. Well, it wasn't a terrible night. I just didn't get enough sleep. And basically, I need more sleep. So you make sure you get your sleep. You got to be groovy for the weekend, right? Right, I don't know how long our Twitch stream is going to go on for today. Truth be told. Cloak would be black. However, the Twitch stream, it will end up on YouTube. I do technically have a VOD channel, which I keep forgetting to upload stuff to. So, but all these videos, all the Twitch streams will end up over on the VOD channel. I was going to initially populate this channel with the VODs as well, but I just thought I didn't think it would help this channel. It was a glamour model. Oh, really, Reno? They did some saucy tapes? Oh, crikey. Oh! Wasn't she... Was she with that that one bloke? I was going to narrow it down. What's his name? John Leslie? Is that right? I can't even remember what he does, but that name sounds familiar. Didn't he have a tape come up? Wasn't there some nonsense with him and a tape? I don't even remember what the hell he did. Is he radio? I'm just drawing a complete blank with him. Okay, anyway, that's the black paint on him. We can get some... Are we doing black gloves for them? Anyway, there is paint on those. We're going to paint his... whatever this is around his upper legs. Those are going to be red. It's going to be fine. You've lost me now. Yeah, I'm also lost. Mike, drive home safely. Obviously, that goes without saying. Thank you very much for swinging by. And no doubt smashing that like button on your way out of the stream. In fact, we are going to be going over to Twitch. I need a massive cup of tea, though. Reno, I know you're going to be exhausted, so you make sure you get your sleep. What I will say is thank you very much for hanging out with me today, folks. It's an odd tangent to go down on the Friday night. Yeah, it is. Well, we are a PG channel, so there's only so far one can go down those routes, thankfully. What I am going to say is thank you very much for hanging out with me today, folks. If you've made it this far in the VOD, hopefully you'll have potentially liked and commented and subscribed and all that YouTube goodness. I will be over on Twitch in about half an hour or so at twitch.tv/gloriousbadger. Hopefully I will see you there. And that's all I got. There is also, thanks Nightbot, that is the tip link. Yeah, anyway. So thank you very much, and I will see you later. Thank you. I will, Reno. You look after yourself. Hopefully I'll see you over the weekend somewhere. Toodly pip, and goodbye.